GameShout.com. Tune your server to talk.gameshout.com and join us on the air. Come have some fun with us. Remember Wacky Wednesday? Well, it's back. Wacky Wednesday starring Andy Hodges. That's 9:30 p.m. each Wednesday night on GameShout.
GameShout Radio is property of GameShout, a company of Red Planet LLC. All rights reserved. Executive producer, Andy Hodges. For live broadcast booking information, syndication, or advertising, email info@gameshout.com. All comments expressed on the show are not necessarily those of GameShout, Red Planet LLC, its advertisers, guests, or syndication affiliates. All music is licensed by Capt and BMI. Recordings of this broadcast prohibited without prior written consent. GameShout Radio. The show is brought to you by ATI. Get your new X800 Radeon card today. And BFG Servers. For game server rentals, visit BFGServers.com. BFG Servers, where size does matter. GameShout Radio, the #1 talk game station in the world.
And welcome back to GameShout. We're GameShout.com, GameShout Radio. And for more information about us, you can find us at GameShout.com. And you can chat with us live from Tuesday through Thursday night, starting at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. You can chat with us live in IRC. We're on the irc.gamesnet.net network. And the easiest way to get there, of course, is just go to GameShout.com, click on chat, which is at the top navigation towards the right. It'll say chat. You click on that. That'll get you into the radio channel on gamesnet.net. And my name is Andy Hodges. We also have Captain Maverick. We've got Jadri. We've got TrickNeal, SexyJosh, Soulrift, and Vicious are all here tonight. And we've got a lot of stuff tonight. For starters, we've got the wacky news from around the world with Captain Maverick, which will be on in just a couple minutes. We also have the GameShout Roundtable tonight. Tonight's topic, of course, is the Gamers Holiday Wish List. Special guest, World Cyber Games, will be here on GameShout tonight. We also have the PC Playground game reviews tonight. And we're going to do a hands-on preview. Need for Speed Most Wanted will be tonight. And a few other games. We also have Technology Today with Soulrift, brought to you by Newegg.com. That's all tonight. And speaking about tonight, right now, during this hour, Firefox is releasing the full version 1.5 tonight. Just last week, no, 2 weeks ago, they had the release candidate 3, which was the final, and then tonight, the full-blown version, Firefox 1.5. There's a lot of new features involved, like JavaScript, new Cascade style sheets, a lot of new stuff for Firefox.
Yeah,
there was another one. There was another important feature that they updated, and I can't remember. I know it's on the website. If you go to GameShout.com, you know, we got the news. We got our own news up there. We can search and find out all the updates. Sony has released a new firmware update today, version 2.06 for the Sony PSP. It's got some more features for the built-in browser, internet browser on the Sony PSP, and it supports RSS feeds. This is like almost like an upgrade rather than an update. I mean, there's a lot of new features involved with that. Lots of updates today.
I feel totally and completely updated. Thank you.
And as of, 4 hours from now, the hurricane season ends. We kind of lucked out this year. You know, it ends in 4 hours.
We didn't have to shut the doors as much.
So it ends on November the 30th or December the 1st?
The 30th.
That seems odd. Don't you think they'd end it on like the last day of the month, not the second to last day of the month?
I guess if they say December 1st, it just makes people more panicky that it's a longer term, I guess. I don't know. We lucked out, though. We went through one of them this year. We went through 3 of them last year. And the Natural Hurricane Center said today, expect more for 2006.
Ouch. Hang on for the ride, boys and girls. It's going to be a fun one. But we're going to do it together right here.
What was known as a problem that cycles around every 10 years, they're saying that this cycle can be up to 30 years. That's what the National Hurricane Center reported today.
Ouch! So talk about a bad cycle. Whew.
Yeah, this is a bad cycle we're in. I mean, this is bad.
This
Temperatures
is a hell of a visit from Aunt Flo.
Yeah, I mean, water temperatures in the Atlantic are the most commonly reasons why there's more powerful and more destructive hurricanes in this cycle that we're in. And they're saying that each year during this cycle, temperatures in the Atlantic, the waters, are getting 2 and sometimes 3 degrees warmer than the average.
Wow. Well, you know what it is, don't you? It's too many people taking hot showers and releasing that water back into the ocean. You see, it just warms it up.
It's the people. The people make heat. That's what it is.
Well,
then there's another.
Volcanoes create more gases and heat than even people can. In fact,
and then
there are more global warming causing, or the gases that are supposed to cause global warming, there are more caused by volcanoes every year than humans can do in a million years.
Well, everyone was worried about the ozone back in the 1980s, and I think a lot of people forgot that there were a lot of volcano eruptions in the 80s. We had the Mount St. Helens, and then there were a few other ones abroad that happened.
Yeah, and not to mention, the undersea, volcanoes. I mean, they're warming up the ocean a lot more than I can. Of course, then again, I probably have as much gas as they do after my wife's chili. Excuse me.
And I'm sure that the things we do, like burn fuel in the air and stuff, that can have some impact to the global warming thing. In fact, the UN has stepped in this week on the subject of global warming. I guess they're meeting about it again. Not sure what they're going to do. I mean, if it's warming, it's warming. What are we going to do? Turn the air on? Turn down that thermostat. It is just hot in here.
I just don't believe that we as humans, I don't think that we have the ability, the power, and I don't think we, I think we're arrogant to think that we could possibly have the power to destroy this world when, I'm telling you, there's more gases created from a volcano than, well, yeah, I've already said that. Never mind.
Well, a little bit of science on this. The world is designed in such a way that it kind of protects itself from global warming, because if the Earth warms up, more water evaporates into clouds, which shields the Earth from the sun's rays, and the Earth slowly cools down again. And likewise, when we go into
except for Australia.
Yeah.
Freaking kangaroos.
It's like
it just keeps like.
He's right.
It's like Australia's under this huge curse. Many years ago, Australia was known as the prison island for Britain. They would send all their prisoners off to that island, and of course, Australia populated, and now it's its own thing, and they're suffering more from this so-called global warming. The ozone is like right over their country, but like Soulrift said, rain clouds appear. Cloud 9 is over there. I mean, come on.
That's it.
I mean,
That's right.
It's sort of a long-term thing that the Earth will kind of maintain its own temperature, but I don't think we're terribly worried about burning ourselves up yet.
Well, my only question is, I want to find out where we take the Earth's temperature. Well, you find the rectum. I think it's New Jersey, okay?
Well, you know what? There's some scientists that say the Earth isn't getting warmer, it's getting colder. If you look at the temperatures during winter the last 20 years or so, they claim it's getting colder. So, who knows? Maybe, I don't know. There's nothing that the UN's going to do. The United Nothing is not, I'm sorry, the United Nations isn't going to do anything about the global warming.
Yeah, get out there and fix it. By the way, did I ever tell you that it's ozone that protects us? And the more ozone we have, the better it is. Oh, gee. But it's also bad.
There's nothing perfect in this world. It used to be back in the 80s, if you drink too much soda pop, that's right, you're going to die. If you eat too many hamburgers at McDonald's, you're going to die early.
You're going to get
masturbate too much, you're going to go blind. I can still see perfectly.
I have
I can still die happy.
Okay? But let's not go there.
Yeah, it's just always something. But hey, if you don't have to sleep in a cave, and you don't have to hunt for food, you're doing great. That's my philosophy.
So Osama is really not doing so good living in that cave.
Oh no! Oh no! What's he got? Like a little spear, to hunt for food?
Yeah.
He's
but I hear he listens to GameShout. He does download GameShout on his iPod though. That
much. We're the perfect example of infidels, apparently.
You're infidel,
dirty little man! I swear to God, we're going to come and bomb your little bunker.
There was some report out last week about how the Muslims are very upset with what is it, Zarqawi and Bin Laden.
Right.
They are ashamed that they are doing things in their religion, and it's not supposed to happen that way. So, Muslim is supposed to be peaceful. But interesting article last week about that. And the world is now, I guess it happened after the Jordanian hotels were bombed. And
that's right. And they killed their own people.
Yeah, and the Muslims are just turned right on. They should have done that anyway. They should have said that these guys are bad.
Yeah, at least, better late than never.
Speaking of crazy cultures, might I point out, Canada just ousted its government today. Just throwing that out
yesterday.
There for, that was yesterday?
That was yesterday.
Yeah, and I have a really neat piece about Paul Hellyer for the Wacky News tonight, so that's kind of funny. He seems to think that ETs are real, and I'll tell you all about it coming up in the Wacky News.
They are real.
I just kind of read that today. I was like, well, it's about time. Eh?
Oh, wait a minute. We're talking about the same country that said that Americans didn't know how to elect their presidency.
Yeah, they're ousting their own government.
Well, you see,
you guys,
Canada and the U.S. The difference in Canada and the U.S. is that when Canada can't actually, decide on a government, then they actually end up with a non-government. Whereas in the U.S., if they can't pick a leader, well, someone just sort of takes it by default.
Okay, no, the only difference between Canada and the U.S. is you got a little bit more A's in your name.
A?
D-A, N-A, D-A.
I thought you said something different.
No, it originally just Kund, but, every time they spelled it, it always came out A, so we just started calling you Canada.
Well, the
That was the crappiest joke I could come up with.
Can you do that? I sure can. Oh, Canada.
The USA.
All right, well, we're getting right into the wacky mood swing here, and we got the wacky news from around the world coming up next.
Millions of people love Newegg.com. Go on that website and check it out. You'll see what I'm talking about. There's a whole testimonial page. People are using the L word when it comes to Newegg.com. They say love. I love Newegg.com. How is Newegg.com earning this kind of devotion? Well, they sell computers, components, and electronics. That's true. But it's the great price. It's the huge selection. It's the fair shipping. And it's because the customer service is so great. They actually care about your satisfaction. They have video cards, routers, wireless networking equipment, DVD players, hard drives, software, digital cameras, and unbelievable fair shipping. So, I can't sing the praises of Newegg.com enough, and neither can anyone else. So whether you need a motherboard or the mother of all TVs, go to Newegg.com. You'll see what their millions of happy customers are raving about. Once you know, Newegg.com.
And here he is, Captain Maverick with the wacky news from around the world. And tonight, we got a lot of fun for you. Tonight, our top story.
Someone boo.
Well, somebody said boo, but you know, they've got hemorrhoids and they don't have. They got hemorrhoids and no preparation H. Well, a shocking revelation: former Canadian Minister of Defense asked Canada's Parliament to hold hearings on relations with the alien ET civilizations. That's right. Canada's Defense Minister Paul Hellyer from 1963 to 67, under Nobel Peace Prize laureate Prime Minister Lester Pearson, he stated publicly, UFOs are as real as the airplanes that fly over your head. Well, Hellyer revealed the secrecy involved in all matters pertaining to the Roswell incident was totally unparalleled. Oh, Canada! Oh.
What? He's changing his mind now?
No, he says that Roswell, New Mexico, really was an alien incident, and the American cover-up, the U.S. cover-up of that was just, it's amazing. Oh, terrible. Yeah,
wow.
We covered it up.
We have a lot of those types of people in America, except we're smart enough not to put them in office.
Yeah, but wasn't he in office 40 years ago?
Yeah, 40 years ago. 40 years ago.
So don't you think he might have developed a little bit of senility between then and now?
Well, what's he? He's retired now, right? So retirees do talk a lot. They play golf. They talk.
Yeah, but not in front of Parliament.
Security guard.
Yeah, like that security guard you don't want to talk to.
Like this, coming out of the UK, a poll conducted by Amnesty International has found that a third of Britons believe that women are partially to blame or completely responsible for being raped if she's acted or behaved flirtatiously. Yeah, 25% of those asked in the survey believed that women are partially to blame for being raped if she wore suggestive clothing or was drunk. And the results, Amnesty International calls them truly shocking, and blamed government policies on tackling rape. The spokesperson for Amnesty International said that the government has an international duty to prevent this gross human rights violation. It's clear that the government's policies on tackling rape are failing and failing badly. Look, I'm telling you. Okay? I'm telling you right now. It's not the woman's responsibility. Rape is an act of violence. That's all it is. It's an act of violence. But I'm telling you, girls, you don't need to dress so suggestively, I mean, we like a little bit to the imagination, like, I don't like everything hanging out.
I do.
Well,
I'm not going to say it.
Mav has a big imagination, so.
Yeah, I do. Well, the Anti-Defamation League demanded an apology from Michael Jackson after ABC aired an answering machine message in which Jackson referred to Jews as leeches. The message was recorded. Yeah, he recorded 2 years ago. It's just now surfaced. It seems that every time that he has a problem, he blames it on the Jews, says the ADL director, Abraham Foxman. Now, attorney Howard King also released a dozen anti-Semitic messages from Michael Jackson so he wouldn't appear sympathetic in court. Well, Jackson, angered with Jewish groups, is, well, let's see, in 95, when his song, They Don't Care About Us, included the lyric, Jew me, sue me, everybody do me, kick me, kike me. Wow.
I can't believe that after all this time, 60 years it's been, that we're still going through this Jew thing, blaming it on the Jews. I mean, it's just incredible. And now it's Michael Jackson.
I know.
Well, I can't believe that we finally get Michael Jackson out of our media, stream, and finally he's back in it again. Come on, all right?
Well,
it's blatantly, obviously, he set this up 2 years ago.
Okay, when I'm back out of the media scene, we're going to slip this out and let it just kind of go by so that people think it was an accident, and therefore I'll be back in the spotlight.
And, well, you know where he's living now. He's living in Saudi Arabia. He's living in the Middle East.
I saw that. And what's the reason?
He decided he couldn't live in America, in the U.S. anymore, because they just persecute him and persecute him for his ways of sleeping with little boys.
And here's a guy that went into the women's room by mistake.
Oh, yeah, I know. But now look, if you do something like that in Saudi Arabia, things are going to be cut off of the man, okay?
There's no trial either. There's no trial.
Oh, no, it's just like... It's like whack and hack, it's done.
That. I mean, usually it deserves the death penalty, but I tell you, you really picked a country to live in.
Oh,
but,
yeah. Funny guy.
I guess he's given up his entire U.S. citizenship. Is that what he's doing?
Well, I haven't heard anything that says that he has definitively given up his U.S. citizenship. But
now see, there's the catch. He wants to hang on just a little bit, but in the meantime,
I'm living over here.
Well, he wants to run for president one day.
Well, that and he knows he's going to screw up somehow over there. And, when he has 3,000 swordmen coming after him, kill the infidel. He's going to be jumping on the plane, going, "I'm back to America, guys. Hey, what's up? It's Michael Jackson. I'm all cool. I love America and little boys."
Then he'll go to Canada.
Yeah, he'll just end up in Canada. That's where all the, commie liberals end up.
Listen, you guys are on the right subject here. Just for me to bring this up, I ran across this quote from Theodore Roosevelt. This was in 1907. I want you to think about this. Theodore Roosevelt, Democrat, United States president, and he started a lot of programs that, were considered quite liberal-leaning now. But the quote says this, quote, "In the first place, we should insist that if the immigrant who comes here in good faith becomes an American and assimilates himself to us, he shall be treated as an exact equality with everyone else. For it is an outrage to discriminate against any such man because of creed or birthplace or origin. But this is predicated upon the man's becoming in very fact an American, and nothing but an American. There can be no divided allegiance here. Any man who says he is an American but something else also isn't an American at all. We have room for but one flag, the American flag. And this excludes the red flag, which symbolizes all war against liberty and civilization, which was, of course, the Russian flag, just as much as it excludes any foreign flag of a nation to which we are hostile. We have room for but one language here, and that is the English language. And we have room for but one sole loyalty, and that is loyalty to the American people." Close quote. Theodore Roosevelt, 1907. Interesting, isn't it?
Oh, wait a minute. One language? I mean, the Spanish language seems to be everywhere. I called my bank the other day, you know. Extinto pido español. Thank you for calling the bank. I'm like, why are they doing Spanish before English?
Yeah, exactly. When Spanish starts becoming before the English, it's like, look, we were here first. You immigrated our country.
The Native Americans were here first.
Well,
why don't we all speak Native?
Oh, well, I'd love to, but they usually spoke with like hand language, and you can't really do that over a telephone.
Webcams.
Well, there was verbal as well communication. But the bottom line is, understand that we have decided recently, or at least the government has decided recently, to get a little bit tighter on immigration. I'm kind of glad to see that get a little bit tighter. I don't want to see bad guys crossing the border. They have found jackets, or there was a juice box. There was some Arabic writing on it. There was some documents, and there was a jacket with a patch with an Arabic insignia on it, and it had a picture of a plane flying into 2 buildings.
Did you
and
know?
That's just scary.
Interesting. Yeah, but did you know? Here's an interesting little thing that all U.S. Customs uniforms are made in Mexico.
I didn't.
Kid you not, and that is actually a big.
That would be funny.
A big deal right now. Yeah, it's a big deal right now because a lot of American custom agents are like, you know, how hard would it be for somebody to go to Mexico, grab one of them shirts, and just kind of cross the border? You know, not that hard.
No. Well, we are running a little short on time. We got a couple of other news stories we need to get to real quick. I'm going to save this for a roundtable discussion. Well, in Beijing, a 47-year-old migrant worker from southwestern Sichuan province suffered a brain hemorrhage. Well, she was left at the undertaker's, alive, awaiting cremation because her family could no longer afford treatment. Her name is Yu Going. Okay, going. You going? Well, she's going. She was taken for cremation by her family, but fortunately the undertaker noticed her move and saw tears in her eyes. The case is becoming more and more common in China as families can't afford medical care and there's no social welfare system. So, well, Yu's daughter said that if there was any other option, she would have done it. You know, nobody ever wants to see a member of their own family cremated alive. And by the way, some money was donated by citizens to take her to the hospital. And no, we'll get that in Soulrift in the next segment here. We'll do that during the round table. Our last story tonight. Oh, man. A student at Nicholas County High School has been suspended after relieving himself in an ice machine in the lobby of the gymnasium.
Oh, man.
I know.
My gosh.
Oh, no. I mean, hey, you want a slushie? Oh, somebody dared him to do it. Says, yeah, I dare you to go take a pee in the... And so he did. He goes and he relieves himself. It was reported to staff. 31 people, they say, got ice from the machine after he went urinated into it. Ugh. And with that, this is Capt Maverick wishing you good night and good news. Back to you, Andy. Oh, God.
Can't the ice, like, kill the germs? No?
Well, it seems that the school board is going to pick up the medical bills.
Well, hey, we'll be right back. We've got the GameShout Roundtable discussion coming up next.
This is GameShout Radio, the #1 talk game station in the world. Visit GameShout.com for more info. GameShout.